Okay, and welcome to another episode. This one is going to be slightly different. I'm not going to go over a specific business topic, but I want to talk to you about some of the training programs that I have and one big change that I'm going to make this month that won't really affect any other courses or training programs that I have, but it is something that I want to let everyone know and kind of just give you an insight into what I'm thinking about when it comes to helping detailers grow their business. So over the years, over the last 9 years now, I have released around like right now that I have, I think like five training courses and then like one downloadable product. That's the six-figure email templates. So over the last 9, 10 years, like I've slowly, very slowly have released training programs to help detailers grow their business. Now, like I always say, there's a lot of different areas. There's a lot of departments in your business, right? You have the most obvious one, detailing, right? The actual how to, the expertise. Now, I've actually never released any training on detailing wise, just because one, there's ton of YouTube content that already goes over that. And I also upload what I do on YouTube. So I'd rather just post that, like what we actually do to like how to detail on YouTube for free, because that just, there's plenty of content for that. That's why I've never done like in person training as far as like how to detail, just because there's so much useful information on YouTube that I post that like, or just any detailer really, that's just not something that I really want to do. So anyways, I've never really done detailing type training as far as like a paid course or paid training. So most of the trainings that I've done are specifically focused around business. And again, there's multiple departments in a business. You have detailing, you have marketing, you have sales, you have operations, you have creating a customer experience. And some of those overlap quite a bit, right? Like sales and marketing will overlap depending on which part you're on in that process or in the sales cycle. But they are kind of the trainings that I put out are mostly geared to specific departments, so to speak, right? So, like my main online course is my online marketing course, SEO for Detailers. This is where I teach you how to rank your website on the first page of Google in your area. So that one is just one goal, and that's to get your website on the first page of Google. There's like you don't learn. There's other things that I include in there, like how to create a website with Squarespace, which I'll be expanding on that training here over the next few months. It was supposed to be a mini course, but I've got a lot of feedback of like, hey, we want more. So I'm gonna basically create a full Squarespace training to where you can literally just copy everything that I do. That way you can implement that into your website. But the main goal with that one is rank your website on the first page of Google in your local area so you can get leads and book customers. Like that's the main goal. I don't cover about pricing or how to communicate with customers or how to detail a car or because it's very singularly focused. Like this is the one goal I want you to do, and I want you to get more leads and get more customers with SEO. So that's what that course is about. Then we have a very beginner entry level detailer course, which is No Talk, Just Action. And this is for beginners that are just getting started, that want to start their business this weekend and make their first $1,000. Like it's very, very entry level. Like if you already made more than $500, you don't really need this one. But if you want to start with the absolute basics and fundamentals and you want to get started today, this weekend, this is the course that will work for you. It's like you can go through the course in like under an hour, right? So this is a very entry level course. So it's for those that are just getting started. I also have the smoke odor removal training course. So this is the one that Lex and I did together, where we basically go over the entire process of the exact tools, the products, the process, the pricing when it comes to smoke odor removal. So we tell you every tool and product that we use, how we use it, why we use it, and just go through the steps of doing a smoke odor process and kind of giving you like the A to Z things you need to know to offer smoke odor removal. That's probably like the only like detailing type training that I offer that's like a paid program. Because again, everything else is like for free on YouTube, and there's plenty of people that show how to do it. My next one here that I haven't really talked much about, but it is something that's very valuable because it shows you my exact process, and that's social media for detailers. So I take you through the exact process on how I plan, shoot, edit, and publish videos on Instagram or TikTok. You can also include YouTube Shorts in that, but more so short form vertical content. This does not include YouTube because YouTube in itself is a much different monster than any other social media platform. right? Like creating content for TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts is completely different in terms of everything versus creating a long form video like YouTube. Like they're completely different. It requires a lot more skill and planning and edit everything to do a YouTube. Even if it's the most basic YouTube video, it still requires a lot more work than a 16-second highly produced TikTok video. So that's why that's like I don't include YouTube in there because it's just so different. But anyway, social media for detailers, I like any if you go to my TikTok or my Instagram and you look at the content that I have there, I show you how to create each one of those contents, right? Whether it's a skit, whether it's a how-to, whether it's a time lapse, whether it's a before and after, you get to see how I make content from literally no idea, no script, no shooting to like this is how I come up with an idea. This is how I shoot the video, and I give you all the details of like why you want to do it this way, why it's important to do it like this, why I don't do certain things, what goes through my head when I am shooting a video, the factors I take into consideration, whether if I'm mobile, if there's sun, if it's out and it's cold, if I'm shooting inside a vehicle or outside a vehicle, and how many times I move the vehicle to get the right shot. That's all inside social media for detailers. And this is great whether you want to just build a following of other detailers, which most of us will end up building a following of detailers. It's just a natural byproduct of posting on social media, or of course generating leads through organic content. Next, and these are in order, or I just have them like this in this list. This is no specific order. Next is detailing as a business. So this is more on the operation side in terms of like if you want to learn how to price your services or how to schedule customers or how and when I say how, like how to price your services, this is based on what I do in my business, right? So how we schedule customers, how we confirm customers appointments, whether that's doing it manually or you're using Jobber or any CRM. How we onboard an employee, what we tell them when it comes to when we start working, how we explain when we take breaks or how we get paid, or when it comes to dealing with customers or upset customers, or giving you more personal experiences of what we've done to navigate some not ideal situation. So everything on the actual operation side of like, this is what we do to run our business on a day-to-day basis. That's what that course is about. And again, like SEO for detailers and detailing as a business and social media for detailers, those aren't like some simple little courses that I put together in a weekend. Like these are pretty flushed out courses that like there's a lot of content in there because like running a business, there's a lot that goes into running a business, and I try to distill what's most essential and important, but like I also want to give you guys enough information to where like it's impactful, right? Because like a lot of times we run into situations where it's this one-off situation where like it doesn't happen often and it shouldn't happen for a very long time, but like it did happen. So like how do you navigate that process? So I try to give you a high picture. I try to give you very granular details of like what it does, what it is to like navigate through certain steps or certain dilemmas or whatever it may be. And that's kind of like the concept I have for all of them. Like that's why they start to get so long in terms of the course length, because like I want to make sure you get the most information, because like you can carry that information for the next 2, 5, 10 years in your business. So that's what they get a little heavy with content, because like I try to keep on adding more based on like what we do, or things that like, different scenarios that we could have taken based on what was the given situation at that time. And then the last one here is 6-figure email template. So this is the downloadable product where you get to use the exact email templates that we use every day in our business to sell your services. So we use these exact same email templates to sell 200, 1,400, $3,000 jobs. And it might not mean we literally book them through email, but like we either start the conversation there, somewhere in that communication process, email is a part of that conversation. So it does aid us to some degree, or sometimes we do fully book $800, $1,200, $1,400 jobs through email as well. So that's by no means a stretch of the imagination. But even like on the $3,000, $5,000 jobs, email is sometimes very critical to that conversation. So that's also a downloadable product. It's not really a course. You just download it, copy the emails, and then put them to use. So those are the main offerings that I have now. One of the most popular ones I've been asked about is running Google Ads. So that definitely will be here in the near future. But I've been saying that for a while now. So the big update to this of what I wanted to get to is I've thought I've thought about this in the past in terms of, and not in like right now, it's a much better fleshed idea. But back then, because I got people asking me like, hey, like, can you combine some of those courses? And at the time, my reasoning for not doing that was because, again, like SEO for detailers and detailing as a business and social media for detailers, there's a lot of content in there. So, like, if you combine all three courses, I think you're looking at around like, it's going to sound like a lot. But again, this is over years of like adding content. This is years of like my experience. But there's probably around like 25 plus hours of content within those three. There might be more within those three courses. And my thought process for many years was like, well, if I combine these courses, like there's going to be so much information that it'll be information overload, and you'll end up not doing anything because like you just get access to 25 hours. It's like, where do you start? What do you do? That's why I was like, there's one singular goal with SEO for detailers, and that's to rank your website on the first page of Google. There's one singular goal with social media for detailers, and that's create content that gets views. All right. Detailing as a business is learn how to run your business on it. Learn, what did I say? Learn what you need. Oh, what did I say? I teach you how to run your business, like an actual business. I butchered that one, but you get the point. So these are singular things, right? Like the smoke odor removal training. It's one thing. It's how to offer smoke odor removal services from A to Z, right? Like these are very singular focused courses because it's much easier to take action. It's much easier to be focused on like what it is you want to do. But when you combine all of them together, then it's like, okay, well, now you have this a ton of content, ton of resources, ton of templates, ton of everything, and it's like, okay, so where do I get started? So it was just too much to offer. But now getting some examples of other creators, I do like the way they phrased it. Where now I what I want to call it is Detailer's Growth Machine, and this is the all access pass to my current and future training programs. And the way I look at it, like my vision or just the way I see things is, so this is going to include all the trainings, right? So all the ones I just mentioned: SEO for detailers, no talk just action, smoke order removal training, social media for detailers, detailing as a business, six-figure email templates, and any other future courses or training will be in this. Here's how I look at it. If I were to franchise my business, I would give the franchisees access to Detailer's Growth Machine so they can implement and learn all the systems in their business. Right? I kind of said that wrong. But like that's how I want to think about it. We're like, if someone said, "Hey, Oscar, I want to franchise your business." Like, okay, great. In order to do that, like here is access to all the training. Like this teaches you all the systems that we do in our business to apply in your business, right? So that's how I'm looking at it, because that's the best way to look at it for myself, at least. Because like when I create the trainings, I'm like, if I really needed to distill all the information to give this franchisee or you the best possible information to like be most successful, like I'm gonna get a quite granular and detailed, and sometimes it gets a little long-winded, but like, that's just the way I look at it. Like, just you never know what's the right information that someone needs. So I try to I lean a bit more on like the go a bit heavier on the content, which sometimes that might be a bad thing, because then it might be worthless. I don't know, but I try to lean on the heavy part of like really breaking things down, because I just feel like at some point, sometime, like that one little thing might help you out, and you might go back to that one little lesson 4 months from now when that one thing happens to you, and you're like, oh, Oscar said something about that. What is that? And boom, like you have it right there. So that's why, at my own fault, they are a bit heavier on content. But I think that's, I think overall that's a good thing to have, especially if you're going to be using this content over the next however many years. Like I think that's a good thing. So what is it? So this one offer is going to be called Detailer's Growth Machine, and it's going to be an all access pass to my current and future trainings. Now, that being said, you'll still be able to purchase the individual courses if you'd like. My thought process behind it is, if you want to grow a business to $10,000 to $25,000 per month, then Detailer's Growth Machine makes sense for you. Because again, like, you have different departments in your business, and Detailer's Growth Machine has all the training and resources to teach you about those different departments, right? Like, if you start your business from absolute scratch, from day zero, no revenue, no customers, no nothing, and you get Detailer's Growth Machine and you get access to all the courses, okay, well, you need to get customers. And let's say you have zero revenue, zero customers. Okay, you go through No Talk Just Action, and you can start your business this weekend and make your first $1,000 in the first 30 or 60 days. And then you can focus on long-term organic marketing with SEO. And over the next 6 to 9 months, you can rank your website on the first page of Google to get customers and actually book out your schedule. And then you need to learn how to actually run your business. And that's where detailing as a business comes to play. And then you'll learn everything about how do you talk to customers, how do you communicate with customers, what's the sales cycle looking like, how do you what time should you leave, how do you know? So, and then that goes into all these steps of actually running a detailing business. And then you obviously want to post content on social media, whether it's for again, depending what phase you're in, but if you're just getting started and you want customers, or you just want to create better content, that's what social media for detailers is for. And that's where you will learn my exact process. Like if you go to my Instagram or TikTok or YouTube Shorts and you just scroll through those videos, I show you step by step what I do to get those videos. And I mean, and there's quite a bit of planning in there. Not as much as YouTube, but there is quite a bit of work in there, and you'll be surprised. Like, oh, so like for this little 47-second video, like this is the amount of work that went in it. It's like, well, that's why my accounts keep on growing, and that's why they get good views, and that's why there's engagement and all these other things. So, so anyway, so that's the steps you can take in your business if you're inside Detailer's growth machine. And again, like there's smoke odor removal training, there's 6-figure email templates. Eventually, there will be the Google Ads training course. And those will be all there for you to use and implement. And again, if you want to grow between $10,000 to $25,000 per month, this is something that will definitely help you out. Now, again, can you grow past 25? Of course. This is just like I've surveyed Instagram and my email list like 3 or 4 times across like a year or two. And each time I put out the survey between what's your goal to hit, 0 to 10,000, 10,000 to 25,000, 25,000 to 50,000, 50,000 to 100,000. The two biggest answers are 0 to 10 and 10 to 25. Like that's like, or 10 to 20. I forget what I said, but anyway, it's in that range. So the reason why I put 25,000 is because that's what most people chose when I surveyed the list or the audience. So, could you put 35 there? Yeah. Could you put 15,000 there? Yeah. Could you put 40,000? Yeah. Like, because at some point, like a lot of things stay the same, just the what you handle, or like, if you go from 1 employee to 2 employees, most of the things stay exactly the same in terms of onboarding, training, and all that. But like everything is just heightened because now there's 2 people that you have to be in charge of instead of 1. Right. And when you get to, let's say 3 or 4, just the same problems just get exaggerated. What's the word? Like they just increase, right? Same problems as far as people aren't showing up, people call out, quality controls, people aren't as efficient as you are. Same problems, just more now. And then you get different problems like, okay, well, how do you fix efficiency across 3, 4? Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself, but you get the point. If you want to grow a business to $10,000 to $25,000 per month, what the training that you get inside a Detailer's growth machine will be 100% applicable to your business. And again, like I, over the years, have been adding, updating, or deleting content in those trainings. And it takes a while because, again, like if there's a 40-minute training, that one's going to take quite a bit of time to like redo because it's 40 minutes. And like, some trainings I have that are still like 100% applicable. Like it's the exact same information that I gave 4 years ago that it is today. But because it's 4 years, I was like, it's just time to give it like a refresh. Like I just want it to look better. But because it is 40 minutes of content, I have to rewrite everything, or not rewrite everything, but I have to go through everything and like make sure it's all up to date and change any little thing. And that in itself just takes long too. So, throughout the years, I go and update and add content. But again, because there's so many departments of courses that I have, they do take quite a bit. Like I have my list of lessons in Notion. I have like what I want to do, but then I'll do 1 lesson over here, and then 1 lesson over here, and then 2 lessons over here, and then 1 lesson over here. And that's why it seems like it's moving quite slow because I'm trying to tackle multiple courses in like a timely manner across different courses. So anyways, that's the big upgrade. If you want to get on the waiting list when I open Detailer's Growth Machine, click the link down below and get on the waiting list. Now, if you're on the waiting list, you will get a pretty steep discount. Same thing goes for already existing students inside any of the trainings, like detailing as a business, SEO for detailers, or social media for detailers. Students inside there will also get a pretty hefty discount just because I want to be fair. Like a lot of the things that I've done over the years, I try to be fair to all the current students. So I'm pretty lenient on like, I never want to feel like anyone's like being left out or like I made like a bad decision because like I don't know, like I didn't think I was gonna do this, so I just want to make sure everyone that's currently enrolled in any of those three training programs have like a fair enrollment period because they're already in one of the courses. And then if you are also on that waiting list, you'll also get a pretty steep discount. And then from there, I'll keep on raising the prices. And that first initial round of people that enroll into Detailer's Growth Machine will for sure be locked into that. Like you won't see the price that low again because this is the first round of people getting into this program, and also have to figure out some things on the back end of me of like how to actually do everything. But that's on me to figure out. But anyways, that's what I wanted to cover. That is the main thing. And you know, to be honest, I mean, how many of you even knew I had 6 programs or 6 things to buy? Like probably not many of you because I don't really talk about them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do talk about them. Like I talk about it in my email list. I will likely mention them in stories, but like, did everyone here know that I offered 6 training programs? Probably you might have seen like 1 or 2 of them, but did you know I had 6? Not really. And again, that's on me for not being vocal about it. Like maybe that would help you out, and like I myself didn't, talk to you about. I didn't talk to you enough about it, and you're like, oh wow, you have a social media thing. Like I'd love to do that. But yeah, honestly, comment down. But like, how many programs did you actually knew that I had? So, anyways, that is the next. That is the next thing. So as for like nothing changes in terms of the singular courses and you being able to purchase that. But if you really want to have a full program that has everything that can really just take you all the way to $10,000 to $25,000 per month, then Detailer's Growth Machine is for you. And of course, like I said, I will be adding, updating, deleting, changing content over the years as I've been doing the same thing to just, again, like as I learn things, as we do whatever, like that is information that you guys would get. And the real key thing that I want to emphasize is like the way I'm going to look at it is if I were to franchise my business, I would give the franchisee access to Detailer's Growth Machine so they can learn and implement all the systems that we do in their business. Like that's the main key thing that in the way I'm looking at it now. So anyways, that's it. If you want to get on the waiting list and want to get a discount on it, click the link down below and get on that waiting list. And if you want to check out any of the other I have 4, yeah. I'll link down 4 of the other courses down below. The other 2, I am working on a few things, so that's why it's not open publicly right now. But anyways, I'll have all the links down below if you want to get on the waiting list or if you want to check out some of the other courses that I mentioned. Those will be all down below. Thank you very much to hearing me yap about the training programs. I'll talk to you guys on the next one.